Hey everyone, and welcome to the international section of the EnavSport Peak Performance Podcast. Whether you're an athlete, entrepreneur, or a parent of a young aspiring talent from anywhere in the world, this section is dedicated to you. Here, we'll be diving into global perspectives on health, fitness, personal development, and success. I'm thrilled to have you join us on this journey where we explore what it takes to reach the pinnacle of your potential, no matter where you're from or what you're striving for. Today, I want to kick off by sharing 3 crucial tips that can help you or your kid achieve peak performance. Whether you are on the field, in the gym, or building your empire, these principles are universal to anyone. Tip number 1, let's talk mindset. The way you think shapes your reality. It's not just about positive thinking, it's about cultivating resilience, discipline, and a growth mindset. It's about the way you speak to yourself. If you speak negatively, if you're always saying, oh, but this is too difficult, this is too complicated, I'm not going to reach this, it's too much for me, I don't know where to start, not today, I can't find a way to do it yet, you're never going to accomplish it. You have to start willing to take action. It's very, very important. Take action. If you never take action because you are too afraid of taking action, because you see too many problems, because you can't see when to get started, you will never get started. Therefore, you will never accomplish your goals. Super important. Speak positively to yourself. The way you speak to yourself changes the way you act and changes what you can accomplish. So important. If you start changing the way you speak to yourself, if you speak to yourself more positively, and if you start believing in yourself, if you start believing you can do it no matter how difficult it is, no matter how many problems you have to go through, no matter how you're feeling that day, no matter if your just brain is throwing excuses every day, every time you want to wake up of your bed and just start working hard, your head is telling you, not today, have no energy today, you can't start today, you're too tired. All excuses. These are all excuses. If you continue to listen to yourself that way, if you continue to speak to yourself that way, you will continue in the same line. You will lose. You will never win. If you want to start winning, no matter in which area of your life, you have to start changing the way you speak to yourself. You have to stop making up excuses. Stop with excuses. It's never too late. Forget. You're never too old. Forget. You're never too unfit. Forget. What you have to do is take action. The moment you take action, you will start to see progress. If you never take action, you will never see progress. So, mindset. Cultivate that resilience, that discipline. And how you do that? With a routine. Build up your own routine. Start waking up earlier. Start winning your day. If you start earlier, like every day, okay, everybody knows every day has 24 hours. And this is for everybody, no matter where you live, no matter who you are, it's 24 hours, right? And the thing you hear the most is, I have no time. Like I am one of those that says this a lot of times. I don't say it that much now because I've learned how to stop saying that to myself and stop selling that to others, because in a way, every time you say that, it's like I'm gonna sell, or I'm just gonna sell to the rest that I haven't accomplished this because I haven't had much time. Well, it's 24 hours for everybody. Start being productive. Start organizing yourself differently. If this routine doesn't work for you, then find another routine. Like, there are so many things out there to help you out. If you need help, then seek for help. But you have to find the routine that better fits you, okay? I would suggest start waking up earlier. The earlier you wake up, the sooner you start accomplishing tasks. First thing you do in the morning is wake up and do some fitness. Some exercise, so important. Activate your body. If you are an athlete, this may not be your training session, like the training session you have to complete for your training program, but it just must be a 20 minutes intense exercise routine to activate yourself. All right? It may be your training session. If you can fit your training session in there in the morning, that's great. First thing in the morning, wake up. Okay? Wash yourself, go and do some fitness. 20 minutes is enough. If you have more time, fine. I would say no more than 15 minutes. It's not really necessary unless, and listen carefully, unless you are an athlete who needs to follow a program, okay? But if you don't have a set program you have to follow, then wake up, wash yourself, do some fitness, 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes intense exercise, okay? This will activate your brain, activate your muscles, activate your body. After that, shower, okay? And in this shower, you can use those last 2 minutes or the last minute to shower yourself with cold water, okay? Just cold water. This will not only activate your brown fat, but also will accelerate your metabolism, and you will start to consume more fat, okay, as energy, and also it will kind of like wake you up, okay? It will turn you into the productive mode. Okay, it will help your muscles recover. Okay, I have a video just talking about the benefits of the exposure to cold temperatures, and you can also read an article in my blog EnavSport.com if you're more interested in this matter. Okay, so wake up earlier. 20 minutes intense exercise, at least cold shower. And after that, start your working routine. If you can fit some learning just before your working routine, that's amazing. Okay? Yeah, that's ideal. Okay? This learning could include reading a book. It could include doing a course you were doing, okay? Some kind of learning, all right? Just watching a video, listening to an audiobook, all right? Listening to a podcast, some kind of learning, okay? And then start your working routine. Now, with generating this kind of daily routine, you will activate or cultivate, okay, discipline. You do this every single day, no matter what, no matter if it's raining, snowing, it's too hot, it's too cold, you're not feeling well. I mean, unless you have temperature, unless you're really ill, you wake up and do the same kind of thing every single day. You're gonna have to fight against your head. Every day your head is gonna send crap messages to yourself, just saying, hey Luke, you're too tired. Hey Luke, you haven't rested that much. Hey Luke, just stay in bed. Hey Luke, don't do this. Don't train today. Hey Luke, because we don't like to spend energy in difficult things. We don't like to stress our body. We don't like to stress ourselves. Your body is looking for comfort mode, right? And the reason being is because your body does not want to expend energy on tasks that are not, according to your body, not relevant to survive. Okay? So it's super important you just get into these routines, that's your religion. Okay, that is your religion. You do that every single day, no matter what. No matter what. You don't listen to yourself. You start speaking to yourself positively and you don't listen to crap that yourself, your head is going to be throwing at yourself every single day so that you stay comfortable. The moment you're comfortable, you're not progressing. Yeah? No pain, no gain. That's what it is, right? You've heard that before. That was a great marketing campaign. Everybody remembers that. No pain, no gain. But that's true. If it doesn't hurt, it's not working. You are too comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. And to get out of your comfort zone, you're going to need so much energy. Here and here. All right? Where do you get that from? Discipline. Discipline. That's why, even if you are an elite athlete, I know, you don't want to go train every day. I know, and just people keep saying, oh, but they get paid so much, they need to go train 100%. Yes, but they are humans. They are humans, that's their job. They get paid that amount of money, because that's the way it is. Yeah? They are working with their mind, with their body. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And they are humans. Yes, you are a human. And you will have times where you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to go train. You will go train and you will be talking to yourself and just telling yourself, I don't want to give my 100% today. I have no energy. You're going to have to fight against that. Even if you are an elite athlete. You're not a robot, you are a human, and you're gonna have those feelings. You will not want to train just to your maximum. You will want to give up. But if you give up, if you don't show up your 100%, you will never reach your potential. You will never reach your peak performance. Yes, it's hard work. But if you're here and you're listening to me now, it's because your aim is to reach your peak performance. Your dream is to reach your peak performance. And in order to reach your peak performance, you're going to have to go through shit like this. Yeah, I said shit. Because it's shit. Yeah? It's not a marshmallow. It is shit. You're going to have to fight through that shit every single day. And there will be days where you will just wake up and say, hey, look, I'm so motivated. Yes, I'm going training. Cool. If you're not an athlete and you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to just build up your empire, there will be days where you will just feel so crap. You will not be looking forward to go and talk to your employees or just see your numbers and, see that shit is not working or whatever. Look, you need mental strength. You do need that mental strength. And in order to have that mental strength, you need physical strength. You have to work on your body. You have to work on your mindset. It's all connected. To work on your mindset, you have to work on your body too. You have to walk You have to lift weight. You have to stress your body, muscles, okay? You have to stress your heart while moving. You have to cultivate that mindset of resilience and discipline. If you look at people who are famous in the sense of like athletes, who reach their potential, their peak performance, entrepreneurs. If you look at them, you will see that they have something in common, and that's called discipline. Those athletes, those entrepreneurs work hard every single day, no matter what. Like some people are waking up in the morning at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. to train, work on their body, work on their mindset. So important. Cultivate that routine, cultivate that resilience, that discipline that will help them go through every single day, every single shit that they will face. Because the reality is, guys, that you're gonna face so many crap in your journey. Like everybody faces crap in life. You don't have to necessarily be an athlete. You don't have to necessarily be an entrepreneur. Like everybody has crap to deal with, right? Like there are different levels of crap. Like recently I have leveled up the crap, yeah? So there are different levels of crap. And so in order to go through every level of crap, you're gonna need a level of fitness and a level of mindset, right? Super important. Work on your mindset. This will help you just fight your setbacks, okay? This will help you respond to all of that crap thrown at you the better way you can. All right? Work on your mindset. Tip number 2. Action. Action. Consistency is king. Hard work, it's not enough. Okay? You have to work hard consistently. So that means that it's not enough to just wake up one day, work super hard that day, all right? Just wake up early, do your fitness session, have that cold shower, have your just learning time, and then work on whatever you have to work. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are an athlete, you have to go and do your training session, whatever it is, okay? That's one day, and then the next day, I just give up for a few days because I'm too tired or whatever. That's not enough. Like, if you want to achieve your peak performance, you have to work every single day. Every single day. As I said before, no matter what. Could be snowing, could be too cold, could be too hot, could be raining, okay? You could feel, you still work. Consistency. Like, even if, okay, let's look at athletes first. So, I'm an athlete, and I'm in the middle of a match or a game, okay? And I'm losing, all right? And there are just a few minutes left or a few points left, right? First of all, I'm gonna need that mindset, that mental strength, and of course, that physical strength that helps me go through that time, that helps me stay focused, talks to myself positively and say, right, you can do this. You can do this. You've been working hard to go through this. You're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. Okay? I'm that athlete that is losing in that game. All right, there are a few minutes left or a few points left. Okay, I'm gonna need that mindset, but I'm gonna have to be consistent on what I'm doing. Okay, consistent. Believe in myself and be consistent. But in order to do that in a game, I'm gonna have to work hard during training sessions and be consistent. Like work out every day and be consistent. And to do that, for example, like to throw, to have a good throw, a good set shot in basketball, for example, in a game situation under pressure, I'm gonna have to practice it so many times consistently. All right, during training sessions. Like best athletes are those ones who, of course, they were born with it. All right, okay, that's fine. Yeah, there are people who, they're a little bit special in that sense, but not only that, but they keep working hard. All right, and best athletes are also those ones who were not born with that special thing, but they do work so hard consistently every single day. And I love the message from Kobe Bryant. Like, I love his videos, his motivational speeches, like amazing story. Yeah, he always said, look, I wasn't the best basketball player in the world when I first started. In my first game, I did not score a point. That's what he says. I did not score a point. From that game, I had the support of my family. Like my family were supporting me so much. And I decided to work hard every single day. Like Kobe Bryant was waking up so early in the morning to fit in extra hours of training because he knew that if he could fit in extra hours, he would get to a point where like he'll have more training hours than other athletes who at that time were probably better than him. But like if he's throwing more shots than an athlete who is better than him at that time, but it's not putting the same amount of hours, okay? It's not that consistent in training, yes? His shots probably, the amount of times that he will be scoring in, probably will be higher because he'll be throwing more times over time, if that makes sense, like after a while training. So consistency is so important. You've got to work hard every single day, no excuses, okay? Whether it's sticking to your training program, keeping up with your business goals, staying focused on your studies, like young athletes, you've got to stay focused on your studies, all right? Consistency is what will set you apart from the rest. Like it's not good enough to just study for one exam and that's it, right? If you're consistent every single day in your training, in your business, in your studies, like no matter how much shit you're facing, because as I said, like you're gonna face shit, guys. Like you're gonna face shit, all right? You're gonna have to go through that. Keep going, keep pushing, okay? And I talk from experience here, like since I started to work on my project, I just found so many problems. Like it's been, I just felt at some point I was like a fireman or firewoman or however you want to call it, like, like there was fire everywhere and I had to deal with all of those fires all the time. But look, I've learned so much through the journey of like dealing with fires. I've learned so much. Like, you're gonna learn so much through your journey. You learn, the reality is that you learn from shit. Like, let's be clear, yeah? So every time you have to deal with crap, you have to deal with problems, you have to deal with issues, you have to deal with shit, that's where you're gonna start learning. You're gonna start learning, all right? So be consistent. Be consistent every single day, no matter what. Work hard. Work on your routine every single day. Tip number 3. Recovery and balance. Remember that peak performance isn't just about pushing yourself to the limit, but it's also about knowing when to pull back in order to achieve your peak performance. All right, let me explain this. So, hard work is important, consistency is important, discipline is important, but recovery, it's also important. Let me explain why. Recovery will let you be more productive, will let you have more energy, all right? Will let you think with more clarity, all right? When I say recovery, I mean getting enough sleep, fueling your body with the right nutrition, and taking time to recharge mentally, all right? This balance of sleeping enough time, fueling your body with the right nutrition, and taking time to recover mentally, this balance is key to sustain long-term success. And I'm gonna explain briefly why, okay? Why do you need to sleep? And I know young athletes, you may not like to sleep, especially if you're a teenager. I know that like teenagers just like to stay up until late hours, but look, you should be resting enough time. You need to allow your body, okay, to rest the time your body needs to recover from your daily tasks, your daily activities, but also to recharge for the next day, okay? Because if you don't recover, you're not going to be able to recharge. Therefore, you will not have enough energy to work hard in your routine, okay? In your training session, in your business program or whatever. And number one, you're going to find more difficulties in your way, okay? You will increase the risk of injury if you're not resting enough time, if you're an athlete, okay? If you are an entrepreneur, you may increase the risk of just basically doing something wrong, taking a bad decision, because you can't think with clarity. Your brain is not working at 100%. It's not working with clarity, all right? If you're an athlete, you need to recover in order to be completely, just in order to be at 100% the next day, all right? And decrease the risk of injury. This is super important. Like during rest, okay, physiological adaptations take place. Now, this is super important, you guys understand. If I'm working hard today and I'm working on my VO2 max, okay, I have an aerobic training session working on my VO2 max, or, okay, let's take it to the anaerobic training session, okay, working on my power and strength, and I'm not recovering enough that day, all right? Those adaptations that will happen in my muscles or will happen in my heart after my training session may not happen at 100%. What I'm trying to say is, If I'm working on my strength and power and I'm building up muscle mass during my training session, not during my training session, but like the purpose of my training session is to hypertrophy my muscles, all right? But I'm not resting enough time, those adaptations in my muscular system will not happen the way they need to happen. So like if I'm working to increase my muscle mass may not increase or may not increase as much as if I was resting the time my muscles needed to rest for those adaptations to take place, all right? So this is super important because you may be working for nothing, all right? And that's when people start to get injured, all right? This is when, and this is the problem that elite athletes have sometimes, right? Because you guys have so many competitions, you know, like not much resting time in between competitions. So you need a very good program to recover, make sure that you are recovering, make sure you're resting enough time to avoid those injuries. Like if you're getting injured very regularly, one of the things you need to start looking at is your resting time, because it may just be that, all right? It may just be that you are not giving your body enough time to rest. Super important, okay? In terms of sleeping, you guys should be sleeping at least, all right, between 7 and 8 hours a night. Okay, some people are okay with 6 hours, that's fine, right? But between 7 and 8 hours. Like if you're a teenager, you should be sleeping a little bit more than that, all right? Let's say 9, 10 hours, okay? I know because I've been working in education for a very long time, and I know that teenagers don't sleep very much. Like you guys are getting between 5, 6 hours every night. That's not enough, guys. You are growing up. Okay, and a lot of you, apart from going to school, you're going to your training sessions. Okay, you can't be sleeping 5 hours, 6 hours every night. That's not enough time, guys. That's not enough time. Like you can't mess up your project, your career, if you're thinking of like progressing in your sport, because you're not resting enough time, because you could get injured, all right? That's not enough time. You have to start looking at the time you're resting. It's crucial. Like, if you want to take this seriously, this is crucial, okay? You have to be sleeping enough time, all right? Fueling your body with the right nutrition. You have to eat the right things to provide your body with what it needs. Okay? And when I'm saying that, okay, it will depend on who you are, whether you are an elite athlete, whether you are a young athlete, whether you are an entrepreneur, all right? It does depend on what's your activity, but there are just basic things that we should all know about nutrition, okay? And those things are, you have to eat enough vitamins, enough minerals. You have to hydrate yourself, very, very important. Hydrate yourself during the day. Hydrate yourself first thing in the morning. Yeah, I wake up, wash myself. First thing I do is drink 2 glasses of water with some lemon and a little bit of salt. You need to replace all of those minerals lost and all of that water that you did not have or that you've been using during the night. All right? Super important to hydrate yourself first thing in the morning. You've been 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours without hydrating your body. It's super important. Like your body is dehydrated when you wake up. Like the worst thing you could do is have a coffee without having any water before that coffee, okay, when you guys wake up. Or just have something else. You've got to hydrate yourself first thing in the morning. All right? So nutrition, Like the basics include vitamins, minerals, hydration, fiber, proteins, fats, okay? Proteins and fats, super important, healthy fats, okay? Olive oil, avocado, salmon, okay? Just different fish, all right? Meat, eggs, okay? Very, very important. Why am I not saying carbohydrates? Hold on a minute, I'm going to say that, okay? Carbohydrates, also important for those ones who are training, okay, at a high level. As I said, this does depend on individuals, all right? It depends on who you are and what you're doing. Now, when I'm talking about carbohydrates, of course they are important because they provide you with the energy, yeah, but I'm talking about natural carbohydrates. Now, what are natural carbohydrates? Like, okay, potatoes. Fried potatoes? No. Potatoes, like you could cook potatoes in the oven. You could boil the potato, okay? Put some olive oil on it, some pepper, some salt, okay? I'm talking about like the carbohydrates you would find in veggies, okay? I'm talking about fruit, very important, all right? But I'm not necessarily talking about pasta. I mean, am I saying that you should not eat pasta? I'm not saying that. But let me tell you what, like, you are still going to survive without the pasta, all right? This is another topic we could discuss. This depends, as I said, on individuals, but like, you don't necessarily have to get the carbs from the pasta, as we've been doing for years. Like, last sport I competed in was triathlon, all right? And I remember those big dishes of pasta that we were having the night before of a competition and the day of the competition. And I was feeling so inflamed at that time. I did not know what that meant really. Like, I thought, okay, this is all the energy. But like, I felt heavy. I felt, basically the word is inflamed, but I didn't know I was inflamed. I just felt heavy and I felt weird. Yeah, my stomach hurted sometimes, all right? I understand why now. Like, some people may not have a problem with that, that's fine, all right? I'm not saying you should not eat pasta, but I'm saying that there are other ways to get those carbohydrates from just different types of food, okay? My suggestion is you eat like real food, okay? You eat food that has no labels, all right? You eat food that does not need a label to explain you what it has. Doesn't need it, right? A carrot doesn't need a label. An egg doesn't need a label, yes? Salmon doesn't need a label, all right? Spinach doesn't need a label. Like, that's what you want to eat. Things that do not have a label. And there will be things that have a label. For example, a yogurt will have a label. The package of milk will have a label, all right? Then, in that case, just choose those ones who have the smallest labels with very little words, like nearly nothing written on it, okay? Really nothing written on it, because the more it has, the more crap, artificial things will be introduced to that food. And you don't need that, all right? So that could be taking off the energy that you actually need to recover, all right? Now, this is a very complex topic that we should discuss on a different podcast, I guess, because as I said, I'm not saying you don't eat carbs. That's not the message. Yes, you do need carbs, but this does depend, like the amount of carbs and the type of carbs you eat. It will depend on the type of individual you are. All right. As I said before, right? Like, you don't necessarily have to eat pasta. If you eat pasta, like, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. All right. I don't eat pasta very regularly, but like if I go to a restaurant and we go to an Italian restaurant, then I'll eat pasta. That's fine. All right. If like I like to eat rice once a week, for example. Okay. I do not need a lot of carbs at the moment because I'm not like competing in triathlon anymore. All right. I know people competing in triathlon actually who are having a kind of diet, a very like low carbs diet, and they are functioning fine. All right, but as I said, this is very specific, and so this will have to be discussed on a different podcast. All right. So nutrition is key to give you the energy, all right, to recover and just be at your 100% the next day, all right? And taking time to recharge mentally. This is super important, taking time to recharge mentally, all right? Now, why do you have to take time to recharge mentally? Like, as I said, you're going to have to fight through a lot of shit, okay? You need a strong mindset, and in order to have a strong mindset, you have to work on the way you speak to yourself. You have to just work on routines, but you will also have to listen to yourself sometimes, all right? And listening to yourself means meditating. It means just taking a few minutes. It could be 5 minutes. You could start with 2 minutes, just move on to 5 minutes. Then some people move on to 10 minutes and even more. All right. But take 5 minutes, okay, of your day at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, depends on each individual, okay, to just listen to yourself, meditate. Okay. You could put some nice music and just close your eyes and just listen to your head. Okay, what do you need to pay attention to? What's your head telling you? All right, and just try to go through those messages. All right, you could also write things down. Now this is called journaling. So you could just take a journal, take a book, notebook, whatever, and a document if you're a little bit more digital, and start writing down what's going through your mind. All right. You could do that as well. Like I am a little bit more digital, so that's what I do. I just type it into a document. Okay. I like to do that in the mornings, but it depends on the day really. Sometimes I do it at night. Sometimes I just do it anytime. Like sometimes you will have to do it in the middle of your day. All right. So that also helps to just pay attention to yourself, listen to yourself, okay, and calm your mind, all right, help you recover mentally, okay, journaling, okay. All right, guys, so just to summarize everything we've been saying today, mindset is important, okay, to reach your peak performance. Consistency is important, and recovery is important. I hope you've liked this episode. There will be more episodes to just help you reach your peak performance. Stay tuned for more insights and inspiration from athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders around the globe. I will try and bring some people here to the podcast to talk to us about mindset, about fitness, about success, all right, about just all different topics that will help you reach your peak performance. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, your potential is limitless. Sweat now and shine later. Look, I have something for you today. The last tip for the day is drink the first coffee in the morning in this cup. Sweat now, shine later. www.EnavSport.com. Peak Perform Fitness. Hey, look. Unlock your greatness. Talk to you soon, guys. See you later. Remember, if you like this episode, don't forget to share it with your loved ones, people who you think they will benefit from, and subscribe to my channels for more episodes. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have an amazing day. See you later.
Y así llegamos al final de otro episodio de Peak Perform Fitness de EnavSport. Espero que hayas encontrado útil la información y que estés listo para aplicar lo que has aprendido hoy en tu vida diaria. Recuerda que la clave del éxito es la constancia y el compromiso con tus objetivos. No importa lo grande que sean o lo pequeños que sean, pero lo que cuenta es cada paso en tu camino hacia una vida más saludable, más productiva y más plena. Si te ha gustado este episodio, no olvides en suscribirte al podcast para no perderte ninguno de los próximos episodios. También te agradecería mucho si pudieras dejar una reseña y compartir el podcast con tus amigos y familiares. Tu apoyo es fundamental para que podamos seguir creando contenido valioso para nuestra comunidad. Visítanos en nuestra web www.enavsport.com para más información sobre nuestros programas de fitness y nutrición y para reservar tus citas de entrenamiento personal. No olvides seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales @EnavSport para más consejos, actualizaciones y motivación diaria. Estamos en Instagram, Facebook y YouTube. Otra cosita, si tienes alguna pregunta o tema que te gustaría que abordáramos, no dudes en enviarnos un mensaje. Ten en cuenta que todos tus comentarios nos van a aportar cosas positivas y nos van a apoyar para seguir creando y seguir trayendo a invitados a nuestro podcast cada vez mejores. Gracias por acompañarme en este viaje hacia la excelencia y el bienestar. Nos escuchamos en el próximo episodio de Peak Perform Fitness de EnavSport. Que tengas un buen día y hasta la próxima.